What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Trades. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the very first video in a new series I'm doing on my channel called A Week in My Trade Journal, where I take you guys through my online trading journal, show you guys the stats for the week and all the accounts that I've traded, talk about some of the things that I've learned during the week, and also towards the end, I'll actually show you guys some of the trades that I took throughout the week. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so you never miss another video from me. If you did not know, I do live stream my sessions during the New York session from 8:45 Central Standard Time to 9:45 Central Standard Time. There's a lot of people that trade and stream during the New York session, but if you are looking for someone new or someone else to add to your current streamers that you tend to watch, feel free to check me out. Now, the stats that I'm going to be going through, I do have accounts with Apex, TPT or Take Profit Trader, and Tradeify. Those are the only three companies that I trade with currently. I also am an affiliate with those companies. If you do not currently have an affiliate or a streamer that you are currently supporting, feel free to support me and my channel by using my code KeAmber at either of those three companies. Now, if you did not know, I have been on YouTube for the last 18 months, kind of using YouTube as my way of holding myself accountable to not quit during the process of developing my own scalping strategy. I have been trading for quite some time. There have been times where I've been profitable, not profitable, back profitable, not profitable. And during the times where I was profitable, I was intraday swing trading, but I absolutely hated it. I was on the charts for way too long, morning, noon, and night, overnight, and it was just too much. Like, it was so bad where I would have my laptop next to me while I'm sleeping. Alerts would be going off. I'm opening one eye, looking at the chart. Okay, does it look like I need to take a trade? No, let me go back to sleep until the next alert or alarm goes off. And it was just exhausting. So this time around, after I took a break after that last time, this time around, I decided, you know what? It has always been my goal to master the art and skill of scalping. And that has been my goal this entire 18 months that I have been on YouTube. And I have gone up, down, and all around with this particular strategy. The biggest thing is there are so many different ways for you to trade. There's so many strategies out here, but you have to find what works for you. Not every strategy works for every person. There's a lot of strategies, especially out here nowadays, where there's a lot of discretion that's involved. And for me, I cannot trade a discretionary type of strategy because I'm a very analytical person. I'm over analytical. And so the more you allow my mind and discretion to take control of the strategy, I'm just going to overanalyze my way out of a trade. So this time around, I said, okay, I want to master scalping. I want to do it with Renko bars. I just didn't know how I wanted to do it. And also, you know, not every strategy works for the different times that people have available to trade. So for me, I knew I wanted to trade in the first hour of New York because that's the most volatile time of the market being open, trading NASDAQ. And so for me, it's like, okay, if I can figure out a strategy that works in that first hour, I really don't need to watch paint dry for the rest of the time that the market is open, right? And so it has taken some time, especially because there's not very many videos and not very much information out here regarding Renkos, number one. Number two, eventually I started learning volume and order flow. And even then, a lot of information that's out here about volume and order flow trading, they don't really correlate very well with Renkos because Renkos are so different from time-based candles, and they're even different from volume-based candles or tick-based candles. So I knew that it was going to take me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, especially because I am scalping with a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which is almost unheard of when it comes to scalpers. There's a lot of people out here who say they're scalping, but then they're like, oh, I'm going for 20 or 30 points. I personally don't see that as scalping. But with the way that I'm scalping with not just a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, but a tight stop loss and take profit. So currently with the volatility as it is today in July of 2025, the volatility is pretty low. So I am using 16 tick Renko bars, which means that my stop loss and take profit is 18 ticks. Like when I say tight stop loss and take profit, so because of that, I knew it was going to take me a while to figure out how I wanted to trade. And like I said, I gave myself 2 years. I'm still about at the 18-month mark. So I have about 16 more months to finally kind of finalize things the way that I want it to be. But this was something that was a goal for me. And when you think about it, 18 ticks stop loss on the NASDAQ, that's no easy feat, but I feel like I am on the right track. I've had these different times during my journey where I'm like, okay, I like this, and I trade that way for a couple months. I'm like, no, I don't like this anymore. And so now I'm kind of at that roundabout of like, I'm finalizing things and I feel pretty good about where things are headed. So without further ado, I know that was a pretty long intro, but I wanted to make sure that you guys understood kind of like what you're going to see with stats from here on out. And also when I show some of the clips of my trades for the week, I want you to understand what you are seeing. So let's go ahead and get into the Tradezella stats. All right, so this is Tradezella. It's a little zoomed in right now because I wanted to show you guys this graph, this beautiful graph over here to the right. Just so you know, if you are interested in an online trading journal and you want to check out Tradezella, I do have a link down in the description box. I am an affiliate with them. You can check them out through my link down below. But I wanted to show you guys this graph in this first episode because I wanted to show you guys the power of having an online trading journal. So this particular account is called my strategy testing account, where this has been tracking since May of last year, this entire process of me developing this strategy. And so you can see, like, in the beginning, we did okay, and then it just started dropping, right? But the power of having something like this, you can see that I kind of peaked at the bottom towards like about 7 months ago in December, and then we had some uptrending and then we came back down. But I saw the biggest growth in the second, I guess this would be the second week of February. So for like 2 weeks, I was kind of on an incline, right? And then we had a little consolidation here. And then around May, I started to have some uptick again. And then we kind of came down. So the reason why this is really important is because when you start to feel like you have these different holes in your strategies, and you're trying to figure out like, okay, over time, I've made adjustments. I'll trade a certain way for a couple months and then I make a major adjustment. And you're trying to figure out, okay, when did I have, like, maybe I was doing pretty well, but I was being impatient. I wasn't seeing the growth that I wanted to see. Or maybe I felt like something was missing and I made some major change and that was not the change that I should have made. So what I did recently was I looked at this graph and I was like, okay, I actually journal with a physical journal as well. So I went back and found my journal for this particular week. And I also found my journal for that included this particular week here. And I went back and I saw, okay, how was I trading back then? What made me make the changes? What changes did I make? And what do I need to kind of make to kind of put these two particular couple of week sessions together and try to come up with the way that I should be trading right now? Because obviously I was doing something right during those times, right? And so coming into this week, I traded 2 different ways, and you guys are going to see this. I traded 2 different ways this week. Around Wednesday of this week is when I kind of changed things, because at the beginning of the week, I thought that I wanted to trade using like raw bid and ask volume. And so that's kind of what I did these particular days. And I was like, not so much. I think I want to go back to trading delta using order flow and volume and just kind of leave it at that. And that's what I did towards the end of the week. So if I go to this week, first, let me show you guys the TPT account. So this was the only funded account that I traded this week. Again, I knew my strategy. I was going to be making adjustments this week. And for me, I'm not a DGen. No, listen, no shade to anybody who is. But because I'm not a DGen and I knew my strategy wasn't exactly right and I was going to be making adjustments, I was not putting my PAs at risk. You guys, I have a PA. My very first PA that I ever got was from Apex in March of last year. And it only has 27 trading days on it. Okay? Because I would do pretty decent. Then I'm like, no, I don't want to, as I'm making adjustments and I know something's not right, I'm not putting my PAs at risk. So I only took a trade on Friday because TPT does have an inactivity rule and I did not want to lose my funded account because of that. But I do feel really good about my strategy as it is right now. I did some more studying Friday and earlier today. And going into next week, I feel pretty confident. So I will be trading this account as well as 2 Tradeify evals and my 25K Apex PA. I'm not going to trade the 50Ks just yet. So going into the account that I traded all week, I did not take any trades on Wednesday, as you can see, but I had a 75% win rate. And you would think that having a 75% win rate, you would be like, why do you feel like you need to make adjustments? Because I do. because I know something is still not right. So I won 6 trades, I broke even on 1, and then I lost 2 trades. And the 2 trades that I lost was the last day that I was trading the raw bid and ask volume, and I was like, she doesn't like that. I don't like that at all. So I did gain $343. Again, I'm only trading with an 18 tick take profit. And I'm only trading with one contract at a time. And I'm only trading with one contract at a time right now because I know I'm making adjustments. I am somebody that is really big on risk management. So you're not going to always see me trading with one contract, because for me, I'm going to risk a certain percentage of my available profit or my available trailing threshold at the time. That is what makes the most sense to me. So as I'm trading my PAs, I will be adjusting my contract size, because risking about $90 to make $84, I want to make sure that I'm getting enough trades in as well. That's my other thing. And that's usually when I know that something's not right, because as a scalper and as somebody who's only currently looking for 18 ticks at a time, I shouldn't just have one setup a day, right? But the reason why I am currently is because, like I said, I made some adjustments on Wednesday. And so coming into that, I didn't have a whole lot of data. And so I was very careful with the trades that I did take, which was just one on each day. But now I have a lot more data that I have converted over from previous data that I have and things like that. So I should hopefully be having more setups in a day. But yeah, so not a bad week at all. I'm actually profitable for the entire month, as you can see here. I only have one red day so far, but I do want to get the profit up, because obviously trading in prop firms, I trade them a lot differently than I do a personal. Well, let me not say that. I trade them the same way, but I do risk a little bit more in the prop firm accounts than I would a personal account. So I will be increasing the contract size as time goes on. But that's it for the stats and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video. Stay tuned if you would like to see the actual trades that I took. I will show you guys in the trade section that you can see that I am a scalper. You see the time duration. So my shortest trade was 3 seconds. I'm not going to count the 2-second one because that was a 2-second loss. But my shortest trade that was a win was a 3-second trade. And you can see that most of the time my trades are going to last less than 10 seconds, less than 30 seconds, I would say. But the very last trade that I took on Friday was a little over a minute, which usually if I see a trade that I'm in for that long, I start to feel like I'm on the wrong side of it, because the whole purpose of trading with volume and order flow is so that I'm trading with momentum. So if I'm in a trade for a whole minute, it's like I'm clearly not trading with momentum, right? That's my thought process. But also, if you see the time, it's 9:30. So typically, because I only trade from 8:35 Central Standard Time to 9:45 Central Standard Time, any trades that I take from 9:30 to 9:45, I always expect for them to be a little bit longer than I would typically like to be in the trades, just because the momentum does start to slow down after that first hour after market open. But yeah, that's all the stats that I have for you guys. Feel free to stick with the video so you guys can see the actual footage from the trades. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. But other than that, enjoy. See you in the next video. Dropping too much. This is a 6-tick difference. 14. Gotta break even. All right. I was kind of scared to take that because there was like a 6-tick difference between the close of the bar, and I would need to break even right there at the buy rotation level. But we pushed right on through. 78. I don't think we got enough steam to push. I have my take profit right beyond the VWAP, so I don't know if we'll push through it. Well, we pushed through it. Hello, what the hell? I think I want to be in that trade. Oh, maybe not. That was a quick pop-up. There. I might have missed the film. No, I did not. Okay. I think I'm back green. I am. All right. Now they're trying to take it home. Almost dunking and everything else. And I tear my ACL doing this, of all things. I think, oh, I was going to say, I think I want to get into that. I'm going to TP there. Oh, we pushed through anyway. I was going to TP there instead of setting my break even. That was a lag on that. When I saw the barcode, I'm like, where the fuck is my order? What the hell? All right, that was a nice quick trade. When Apex 3.0 first came out, they were not denying you for one or, breaking that rule one or two times. They didn't care. But what you had was you had people, specifically influencers, who were telling people like, oh, it's okay if you break that, it's fine. Like, and if you get denied, it's fine because you can just build the account up. Like everything is all good. And it's like, why the fuck would you tell people that? There were already gonna be people that were gonna exploit it anyway. Let me just make that clear. 2, 3. But like, why would you say that? I don't get it. And so because so many people have been exploiting it, going down in heavy drawdown, coming out with big gains, they had to stop allowing people to do it. And I don't blame them because the reality is we shouldn't be risking a third of our profits at any point. We just shouldn't. We shouldn't be risking 50% of our profits. Like, even if you're that wrong on a trade, having the correct risk management, you'll be fine. Okay, I think I'm gonna get into a, nope, we moved up too high. What the hell? Actually, I can. It wasn't an imbalance, right? Nope. All right, let's see what happens with this trade. I don't like that the zigzag is already changed, especially with how much volatility is here. Do we not want to push? Probably not. I was about to say, why do I have so many orders? But I forgot it's copying to that other account, right? Yeah. We're resisting at the double top. Just push. It's okay. All right, there we go.